Hello, hello. Welcome to Fabletop RPG. We are doing Choose Your Path. This is the segment where we take an RPG system and we create a character from it and to kind of run through about how that kind of goes. So today we are doing Renegade Studios Mighty Morphin or just going to call it Power Rangers, the tabletop game. Today we have Troy, my brother, the one creating the character. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so first we're going to make a concept. So the concept for your character consists of your origin, your role, your influence, and your essence points.
Hmm.
So what that kind of looks like, first we're going to choose an origin. So origins are going to be in the form of stuff like, once I get to it. All right. So we have in this book anyway, the core rulebook, you can only choose from Earth, but you can actually choose a ton of other little things to kind of go all over the universe. Um, and so in this one, you're going to be human, uh, which not a big deal. But choosing your origin, though, as when you choose an origin, you get where your essences increase, your starting health, your bonus skill levels, ground movement, and the languages, as well as an origin benefit. So your origin choices are athletic, brainy, comedic, curious, cynical,
Hmm.
kind, oddball, popular, rebellious, tragic, and that's it. Those are the origin pieces that you get.
Hmm. If I had, well, let's see. Since I'm going to try to build a Red Ranger, but let me see what would I choose. What was that? I'm gonna have to actually. I know what, I'm gonna go for comedic.
Okay, let's go for comedic. So
Let's see. Starting.
comedic is your origin. Okay, so uh, comedic, your starting health. Keeping people laughing hasn't left you with time to bulk up, and you begin with one health. As you can already
Well,
tell, this is a low health game.
that it is.
Okay, your essence score increase options. You may either increase your smarts or your social by one.
Hmm. Let's see. For smart base is alertness and culture. Social base is deception, performance, and persuasion. I'm actually gonna have to go with smart base. Alertness and culture kind of seems like in a long
Okay.
run that would be
Well,
better.
here's the thing. So, don't worry about that part. Okay, because there is tons of little. So your smart abilities are alertness, culture, science, survival, and technology, while social is animal handling, deception, performance, persuasion, and streetwise. Those are the abilities you get. But that's not what we're talking about here. That is something completely different that the bonus skill levels are. And the way the bonus skill levels work is you get only one of those at a D2. Now, if
I think
now
you read Brainy. You didn't read comedic.
no, I've read comedic.
Oh, okay, because you said science and technology. It doesn't say that on the comedic side.
Okay, I'm gonna say this again, and I want you to actually listen to what I said. The
Oh,
abilities that are under smarts and social. I didn't say on this. I didn't say in the book. I said on the
right.
sheet. Is alertness, culture, science, survival, and technology under smarts. And social is
Okay.
animal handling, deception, performance, persuasion, and streetwise. We're not
Now you're
worried
talking
about the
about.
bonus. We're not worried about the bonus skill levels yet. This is only the essence score increase. The bonus skill levels,
Oh,
you only get to choose one of those naturally and add a D2 skill to it. Um, if certain DMs can let you pick all of them to add a D2 to, which is what I did to my players, but yes, you only get to choose one of those and add a D2 to it.
okay. Hmm. Damn phone. I do apologize. My phone was acting up. I had to scroll back down to where we were.
Okay.
Uh, there we go. Now we're comedic. There you go.
Okay.
Now you said put uh,
So you add one to either
um,
your smarts or your social as an increase.
hmm. All right. I'm gonna like I said. I'm gonna add one to smarts.
Okay. Now you gain a bonus skill level. Now in this game, skill levels aren't like in D&D. How the skill levels work is if you are trained in a skill, you get to add dice to your roll and you get the combined results. So that's how it works in this game. So, which of those skills do you want a D2 in? You can choose any one of those 5 skills available to you.
Let's throw that in alertness.
Okay, so you get a D2 in alertness. All right.
Right.
Your ground movement is 30 feet base, so normal average human.
Nice.
Languages. Knowing extra ways to communicate are good if jokes are your best defense. You are fluent in your native language and one additional language for each 3 points of social you possess. So right now we
Hmm.
don't know what that will be, so leave that open for yourself. Uh,
Gotcha.
Origin benefit. Keep them laughing. Using comedy to maintain morale amongst friends and adversaries guessing as to what's really happening. You wield it like a sword and shield. Anytime you make your teammates, your opponents, or both laugh with your antics, you add 1 story point to the pool.
Well, I gotta be really funny in this game now.
Yeah, you could be really ridiculous, and if you make people laugh, then you'll actually, like, legitly actually do something with the story. So we'll see how that goes.
I'll say.
Okay, so before we add in your ranger roll into this, let's do your essence points. Um, you get a total of 4, 3, 3, 2. That's 12 points. You get a total of 12 points to divide amongst the essence scores, which is strength, speed, smarts, and social. My recommendation is what they tell you in the book, and that is 1 score at 4, 1 score at 3, another score at 3, and 1 at 2. And since you already have a 1 in smarts, then that means that whatever score you put there will get a +1.
Okay. So you said I would pretty much say 1 at 3, 1 at 4, 1 at 3, and 1 at 2.
Yeah, so 4-3-3-2.
All right. Well, I think it. Yeah, I do have a good balance, and I am going to be Red Ranger. So as much as smarts work, I do want strength. So I'm going to put a 4 on strength, 3 at speed, 3 on social, and I'll put the 2 on smarts, making it an even 3.
All right.
Okay.
So, now that we're done with that bullshit,
Woo!
all right, now we're gonna get into your actual. Uh, Now we're gonna add that into your. Uh, Now we're gonna add up your Red Ranger. So your Red Ranger gets the following increases once you actually get it. So your strength increases by another 2,
Okay.
and
Uh,
your social increases by 1.
and which level is that? The first level? Oh,
Yes. Yes.
okay. Ooh, okay. Actually, I know it's a stupid question. Do we start off at level 1 or is it level 0?
Level 1.
Okay, so I automatically get an increase in strength and 1 in social. Okay,
That's what I'm
cool.
saying, yeah. Okay. So, your personal power capacity is +2 per every 5 levels. So right now you are at power capacity 2 with a personal power regeneration of 2 per day.
I assume I'll get to know what personal power means, but obviously not now.
That is used essentially as your MP. That lets you fuel different things in the game. So different stuff.
Okay, that gotcha.
Anyway, you have training in light, medium, and heavy armor.
Oh, I can use all types of armor, including heavy. Okay, okay.
The only one you're not proficient in right now is ultra heavy, but we'll get to that later.
Hmm.
Okay. Starting skill ranks. A +2 in might and +1 in persuasion. So that means your might goes to a D4 and your persuasion goes to a D2.
Yes, because you said 2 for might, right? So yeah, that goes to D4. So let me just fill that in. And persuasion, that's in social, so that goes D2. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
You start with a risk communicator. I'm assuming you're going to be. I'm assuming you're going to be Mighty Morphin Red.
Yep.
Okay. So you get a risk communicator, a power morpher,
Okay. Which I do love
a
the power morpher.
a blade blaster, and a versatile power weapon, and we'll get to that in a minute. You don't have access to your blade blaster or power weapon unless you're morphed, but that's in game. That's not something to worry about right now.
Of course.
Okay. Anyway, you get the following perks. It's morphing time, and while you're morphed, the following traits and features apply to you. Your toughness bonus is determined by your armor training. So since you can go all the way up to heavy, your toughness is additional +4.
Hmm.
All of your jump distance maximums are tripled. As a free action, you could summon any single power based weapon to your hand. And when reduced to 0 health, you may choose to avoid defeat by automatically returning to your natural form, unconscious and at 1 health.
Damn. Yeah, that's some BS right there. If the enemy's like, "Oh, I killed him," no, I'm at 1 health. Shit. All
Yeah,
right.
well, he's on. Yeah, well, you're unconscious, so if no one helps you, yeah, you are dead.
Yeah, but that's a nice what's the word I'm looking for? Safety net.
Right? And the other
All
thing,
my jump.
the other thing you
Go
get
ahead.
is Power Strike. At first level, a Red Ranger's attack can be direct conduits to their raw power to the morphing grid. While you can when making any form of melee attack while morph, spend 1 personal power point to add a number of bonus damage to the attack if successful. The amount is listed on the table above, and that is 2 at the moment, which means that by spending 1 personal power point, you can add 2 total damage to any attack you wish. And in this
So
game,
pretty
and in
much,
this game, that's a lot. Red Ranger's kind of busted in that manner.
I gotcha. So actually, yeah, it kind of remind me of the Battle for the Grid game almost, where one of their abilities adds on to the attack.
Yep.
That is nice though. So it's just as long as the attack is successful, I can use a morphing grid energy and then deal the additional damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as you notice, you don't get a Zord yet. Zords don't come in until level 3. However, fun fact, advanced Spectrum Rangers can grab a Zord at level 1.
That's bullshit. No, okay.
Yeah, no, I said the same thing. I'm like, wow, that's bullshit.
Like, bro, I'm the Red Ranger. I should get a Zord at level 1. Nah,
Yeah,
you at 3,
well,
bro.
guess what? The White Ranger gets one before you do.
Fuck the White Ranger.
Fuck the White Ranger. Yeah, he's one of the advanced spectrums, and we'll get into advanced spectrum on another show and stuff, but we've talked about this bullshit already. Anyway, so influences. Okay. So you can have multiple influences, and influences give you depth to your character. They're kind of like backgrounds, but each background comes with a perk and a hang up, as well as a suggested characteristic. So, like, influence perks, you get something neat with it, but then you get a hang up, which is a minus to your character, which it's cool. It does what it needs to do to work. So, um,
Oh, so like in D&D, they would be your negatives. Gotcha.
yeah, like I'll show you what they mean. Um,
Yeah.
so we have artisan, we have a caretaker, community helper, small town root, martial artist, nomad, not from around here, which is essentially you're not from Earth. Student, survivor, teacher, and that'd be it.
Oh, okay then. In this case, let's go for community helper.
Oh, okay. I honestly thought you were gonna pick martial artist.
You know what? I am, but you know what? A leader doesn't technically have to be a martial artist to be a badass, but badassery can come from anywhere as long as you build it right.
Anyway, so community helper, your influence perk is you gain an edge on any non-combat task related to your chosen service. When your influence comes into play, suggested choices with example tasks are listed below, but ultimately the GM will determine if a task applies to your service. So,
Okay,
like a
so
community helper, you could be an EMT, a firefighter, National Guard, or other military, or a police officer.
ooh. According to this, the EMT requires medicine, firefighter requires non-combat brawn, police officer requires alertness, and National Guard or the military requires initiative. Nice.
Now, those aren't
Um,
required. What those are is essentially like, let's say if you pick EMT, and it's like, oh, I want to help this person because they're choking. I'm gonna have you roll medicine, and you'll get an edge on it. And what edges are advantages. So in other words, you'll get like to roll 2d20 and then take the higher of the two.
okay then. Oh, wait. Oh, so I have to choose between one of these four, or
You
do I
choose one of these four.
am? Ah, you know what? I already started it, so I guess I'll stick with police officer.
Okay. So you're gonna be a police officer for Angel Grove. All right. Uh, right, fresh uh, out of the academy. And then hang up. You run into this is your hang up as a community helper. You run into dangerous situations to help others without thinking, and your desire to help others above yourself often puts you in harm's way. If an innocent person is in danger, you feel compelled to aid them before any other task. In combat, you will attempt to heal others' damage before your own, even if strategically unsound. So, in other
Oh,
words,
that
you
that
must.
pretty much describes me to a T.
Yeah, it does. So, this works for you. Um, and then your community helper bond is essentially like your background. So, it's like whichever one of these would apply to you, you would pretty much use. So, um,
Pretty much like if I'm about to or I could make a deadly strike, I guess, in the middle of combat, but one of my teammates is down, I assume that compels me to go help them out first before anything else.
yes, even like I said, even if strategically unsound.
Right? It's like, oh, you could finish him off with one more hit to end this battle, but your teammate's down. Oh, I got all my teammate down. No.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like fuck. Um,
Dude, one more
we
hit,
have
please.
let's see.
What I mean, does it matter about the community helper bond or not
Not really,
really?
but this would just be your connection to the community helper.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anyway, where are we now? Come on. Scroll. It takes forever to scroll through this bitch. I swear to God. Essence, score, and skills. Okay, now we've already kind of done this. So here is how this is gonna go. So now you have skill points to assign. You have as many skill points to assign to your character as you have points in that skill. Now you already have 1 point in smarts toward alertness because that was your one given to that score. So
Yes.
like, what's your strength score right now?
My strength, I put 4 on strength.
You should have 6.
Right, because of the extra two. So let me
So
just
it's
change that to
6.
6. There you go. Yep.
And then it should be what's your social because you have a +1 in your social.
Well, I gave that a 3, so that is now a 4.
Okay.
There you go.
So your strength is a 6, so you get 6 skill points to put across those skills. So you get to fill in 6 of those dots. And if you have a question to what each one does, let me know.
Okay, well, although it still, I know what it does, but it doesn't hurt to ask. What would intimidation do for me if I filled that in?
So intimidation. So when you make an intimidation check, you roll your d20 plus any of the plus the most recent dice that you filled in. As an example, if you have a D4 in determination in intimidation, and you wanted to do an intimidate check, you roll D20 plus your D4. Now, if you're asking like what the specializations do for you, if you have a specialization like we'll do taunt under intimidation. If you wanted to specialize in taunting, since you're a comedic, um, you would write taunt underneath one of the specializations. Now, let's say if, I'm going to taunt and intimidate one of the enemies. You do that, and then you get to roll your d20 plus each and every single dice you have filled in. So, as an example, if you had it all the way up to a d10 and you taunted somebody, you get to roll your d20, d10, d8, d6, d4, d2, and then take the highest of those dice.
The ability to use your physical threats to egg on or provoke a target to further interact negatively with you. I do like to taunt my opponents, and I do want to seem like a threat, and intimidation is one of those. But to frighten them is also good too, because if I'm frightened of them, that probably stops them from trying to attack me.
Yeah. Now, how specializations work? Let me see.
Because I do notice there are 3 bars down below, and I assume
I
that's
would,
where we
I
put the
would,
specialization.
the way I would anticipate the way I would look at specializations. It doesn't tell you in the book anyway when you could take them, so you could take them whenever, and you have up to 3 you could take. So you could take distract, frighten, and taunt as your specializations, and anytime you make a roll with one of those, you get to roll all your dice.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually put 2 on intimidation.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw 1 at athletics.
Okay.
It tells me I'll need that. Um, what would conditioning be?
Ah, now that's for something really cool. That actually increases your health pool.
Oh, great! Considering I'm at 1 in health, that might actually help.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, skill represents on how much additional physical harm or damage a creature can suffer before becoming defeated. For each additional skill of taking this skill, you gain 1 additional health. Well then. Okay, did 1 and then 2, so I got 3 left. So let's throw 3 on conditioning then.
Okay, so that's the rest of
That
the
should
skills.
that should be.
Now you have
Yep.
speed.
Speed, huh?
Now here's something cool about speed. Speed actually also determines how many actions you get per turn.
Yes, I believe due to a person's speed, you can possibly perform more than 1 action, correct?
Yeah. So if you have 3 actions, you get movement, standard, and a free action. If anything goes above a 3, you just get multiple free actions.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Um,
Some reactions, some good shit. Okay. What do I got? I got acrobatics, driving, finesse, infiltration, initiative, and targeting. All right, I have 3 skill points here, so let's. I don't have much in the way, but let's do. I'll do 1 for acrobatics, 1 for driving, because something tells me I'm gonna need at least 1. And hmm, I am gonna go for. What does targeting do?
That's actually needed for ranged attacks.
Ah, well, considering I don't plan on being ranged.
Well, I mean, you have a
Then.
blade blaster, so yeah.
Oh, that's true. That is true. That is good for range attacks then. And sometimes it's also better to hit from afar if you can't reach. So, all right, then let's do one for targeting.
Good.
Okay. Smarts. I already did my one there, so I
You already
have
did your one
two
in
other.
alertness, so now you just have two more to put.
Um, I am gonna throw one at survival, and I will throw another into alertness. So I'll do a D4 there.
Okay.
There you go.
Then your socials.
I have four. So, animal handling, deception, performance, persuasion, or streetwise. Um, I will do one on deception, one on persuasion, and two for streetwise.
All right. Now let's see. Perks and grid power. So unfortunately, you don't get any perks or anything at level 1. I believe that's it for now.
Hey. Well, hey, I'm a pretty interesting Red Ranger there.
Yeah, you got a lot of cool stuff to you. Let me go back up to the top, make sure I'm not missing anything.
Well, I remember. I know we have to name my character and all that. I do know eventually, but what about my power weapon or my flexible weapon?
Ah, yes, your power weapon and shit. So yeah, we will have to write down. So on one of those squares under attack and stuff, just write down Blade Blaster, and the other one, write down. I mean, they have the power sword in here. Is that what you want, or do you want something else?
Oh, they have a list of weapons that you can choose from.
Oh yeah,
All right, well, let me go to attack first. So name, blade blaster. What would the range be?
Blade Blaster ranged, and Blaster melee. Because remember, it is a multi-use weapon.
Yeah, it says range, attack, effects, and was it notes? No. Okay. I say I have blade blaster down. All right, so I know I have the power sword. So what else would be at my disposal?
I mean, you have a bunch of shit. I mean, it has to be a versatile power weapon, which they didn't really write that in here properly. But, oh my god.
I was about to say, let me see if I could look up the page where I could find them.
Sorry, like my no, it's just that my acrobat keeps like freezing on me. It's like I don't know why. Anyway, so let's see. Yeah. So, a versatile power weapon is anything you can use one or two hands for. Your the power sword does meet that requirement, and actually so does the power lance. Um, let's see. What else?
Would it be under the weapons under chapter 8?
Yeah, but I'm looking through them now. Um, Close combat heavy blade. So the close combat heavy blade is also an option. So is close combat bludgeoning. Okay. So you just pretty much just come up with a weapon. That's it. Those are all the choices for a versatile. So you get close combat bludgeoning, close combat heavy sword, and you get close combat heavy blade. I'm sorry, or you get the power lance, or you get the power sword.
Hmm. I would be a little bit different. I do love Power Sword. I'm willing to go for the Power Lance though.
So your is there classification on there? No, there isn't. So let's look up both of these weapons and see where you are. Okay, so Blade Blaster first. Understandard. Okay. So it's either your range for the melee part of the blaster is reach, which means you have to be next to them, or 40 feet to 75 feet for the blaster part. So your blade part of the blade blaster is reach, and your blaster part is 40 to 75 feet for the range.
Do I write those two down in two separate names boxes?
Yeah, that's what I would do just because then you can separate them easier.
All right, I think I'll use the. I'll just call it Blade Blaster for one, and the Blade Knife to give myself the so I know which one's which. So the Blade Blaster itself reaches 40 feet. You said.
The what?
The Blade Blaster itself reaches 40 feet. You said.
Uh, it could shoot 40 feet to 75 feet.
40 feet to 75 feet. Man, that's a big amount of feet. All right, and the knife has to be within reach, obviously. Okay. All right, now what about the power lance?
We're not done with the. We're not done with that
Oh,
one. Um, you need one hand to operate it, which that part doesn't matter. The attack is 1d20 plus might for the blade and 1d20 plus targeting for the gun part.
1d20 plus might. And for the blade, you said 1d20 plus what?
For the blade part, it's 1d20 plus might. For the gun
Okay.
part, it's 1d20
Oh.
plus targeting.
1d20 plus target. Okay, well, I did have one on targeting, so that one I'm good on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take out to know that I'll need might for the attacking for the lance now, or at least the knife.
Um, let's see. Then the effects of the blaster part are energy 1, and the effect is essentially your damage. So it's energy 1 for the blaster and sharp 1 for the alternate.
Energy 1 for the blaster and sharp alternate for the knife.
Okay. And that is it. If you want to write in the notes for the Blade Blaster are sharp, silent, and energy. Those are the keywords.
You gotta have some pretty small ass handwriting to fill these boxes.
Yeah, that's why I fill them out in digitally because they have a digital fillable sheet. So that's why I gave it to you.
Yep. All right.
Okay, now your lance. So, if it's
Yes.
the lance together as a lance, it's two-handed. I'm sorry, you can wield it with one hand, but it's two-handed. Either way. Um, what the fuck? Seriously? Okay. Anyway.
I'll just put
Anyway.
TH Lance so I know it's two handed. Go ahead.
Well, so it's It's reach times 2 if it's in lance form, which means that you could be a square away. You could be essentially 10 feet away, so it has actual reach. So reach times
Nice.
2 on the lance. Or if you have it as the disconnected side blades, it's reach. So which means that it's within melee distance.
Yep. So no matter what, I'm pretty good.
Yep. It counts as energy 1 if wielded by one hand.
Okay.
Now
So that would be
here's the alternate effect. The alternate effect is if you decide to wield this with two hands, you do energy 2 worth of damage.
oh. So if it's
Also,
had to wield hands,
also,
okay.
if you want to do multiple targets, it's energy 1. However, you must wield it with two hands and the reach goes down by 1, which means that if you're wielding the lance part of this and would like to hit multiple targets with it, you can't go with the reach times 2. You have to go next to them.
If I use one power energy.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
It's
But if okay, so you're saying if I want to hit multiple, I just can't be within times 2 reach. Okay.
right, but it does energy 1 damage.
All right. Yeah. I got the attacking effect down.
Okay, that's it.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And we would do more, but obviously, because as I said in the second sheet, that would reside to the Zord, but we don't have it. Oh, wait, that's the weapon here. Weapons and armor.
That's
That's right.
additional weapons if you want to do anything additional. Armor, I found out, is only if like you're doing it out of out of morph. So
Mm. It also means so while you're also saying your attacks up there, you gotta write your weapons back down here as well, which is also a pain in the ass. And we don't have to do Zords until you're level 3, so that doesn't happen until later.
right. Okay, so what did you think of Power Rangers role playing game build?
It definitely is nice. It gives you that option to feel like you're actually creating your very own type ranger with your own origin, your own legit personality to character. Even though you can kind of make your own silly version of whatever colored ranger you want, but as long as you're understanding your focus on what type of ranger you're making, this is still a pretty good way of doing it. It's an approval. Because the way I was going for, I would keep my alertness up, pretty much get good on health, then work on might and intimidation, and then I probably would have kept on targeting and probably finesse, and we'll see what I went from there.
Okay.
But no, I like it. It's just a matter of I would like to one day see how the fight system works because I also see here you could see where your health is, and it looks like there's a lot of damage that you can take. But I assume it's only like that for like say Megazord battles and all that because I don't think we all have 20 health.
Yeah, the damage portion of this is unclear to me, but it's okay. That's just kind of how it is, I guess.
Yeah, I would like to have a tryout of let's say this character sheet that I made, but going up against a actual battle to see what I would have to actually roll and determine how an actual battle would work. That is part of a reason why I stay in some tabletops to see how the battle system works. Because if it's too confusing, then you're like, yeah. But if you're already getting the hang of it, of how this works, where you're rolling multiple dice, but you're not adding all that up, you're just picking the highest number of all those dice.
Mm-hmm.
And strangely enough, that actually relates to the dice game that I have over here too, which is the Sailor Moon game. That dice game is different, but it has the same concept as the highest number wins. Yeah, no, but that low health definitely is a scary thing. But I guess depending on your origin, like you said, you get different skills and sets and points and health. So I guess it does determine on what you want.
Yeah, it really does. Well, that
And
is
if you're the deal, go
that
ahead.
is that is it for this session, though. Um, Everyone, go ahead and thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back to do some other stuff. Let's see exactly what else we come up with, because it should be fun trying to either come up with another character or otherwise. So until then, y'all have a good one.
Woo!